Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. If this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinito DIY. Okay, so by looking at that picture, I guess you already know what we'll be making, and it is a cartoon cake. Okay, so I have 5 discs. Now these discs, I went ahead and got them from the Dollar Tree. I will be using the silicone glue. Do not use crazy glue because it would actually melt your foam. You can use a low temperature glue gun if you like. Make sure that it's not high because that as well will melt your foam. So the first thing I'm doing here is just adding glue to all of my discs, and I'm going to just glue them all together. The last one, well, we don't need to add glue to the top one, because of course, unless you want to, but I'm not going to do it. So you can see these little lines. I like to line them up. I feel like they line better, if that makes any sense, than if they're not, but it really doesn't matter. I do apologize for the angle of the camera. I did not notice this until just now. I could not believe it. I don't see how I did not catch this. So I do apologize for that. Okay, as well, I forgot to add my foam sheet. Can you tell that I've been gone for a long time? OMG. All right, so once I add the foam sheet, then I'm just gonna do roll back and forth my cake because I want to get all of those extra lumps in there. Any extra clay, I'm just trimming that off. And also with my hand, I just roll it back and forth until I make sure. Now any light dents in there, I'm not worrying about those because once the clay dries up, they will be gone. But anything deep, you want to make sure that you try to roll that out as best as you can. All right, so the cookie cutter I wanted to use so bad was this one, but because where you see right there where I'm pointing, it's showing, and I really didn't want the top of the cake to show, I decided to go with something else. And also I wanted all of the drips to actually be falling rather than some of them look like it's dripping halfway, showing the pink. All right, so I just went ahead and going to be using this cookie cutter. I believe this one came, you know what, I honestly can't remember right now, but I will leave the information of where I got the disc, not the disc, but well, that too, the cookie cutter drips in my description box down below. So now I'm just going to do is use a round cookie cutter, and I'm also going to be adding the sizes of the cookie cutter that I use. Once I cut my circle out, I'm going to roll it out a little bit wider because this is the widest that I had, closest to the size of the cake. I have bigger ones, but they were way too big. So making sure that my guide rings or the rings on my roller are on, because you want to make sure your clay is not too thin. All right, so as you see here, to me this works a lot better if what I'm doing, and I mean by cutting the circle out first and then just using that as a guide so I know if I'm gonna have enough pieces for my cake or not. You don't necessarily have to do this. For me it just feels like it's easier to know if my piece is going to be long enough or if I have to roll out more pieces, because I hate rolling up big long pieces. I really didn't want to. I cut that piece out when I was rolling them out. It's just, for me, it takes forever. Now, I am cleaning the edges on my drip here. You don't necessarily have to if they don't look that bad, but if it does look pretty bad, then you do want to go in there and clean it up because you want a clean look to it. But again, it depends on you. And then what I'm just doing, I'm lapping it over. If it's a little bit too high, then what I'm going to do is just grab my scissors and I'm going to trim that around. Now, this part you want to work as fast as you can because you don't want the clay to dry up. And the reason you want to work this, when you're adding the icing, to work fast, because as you can see on the edge, you can see the line where the clay meets up, and you can see some dents there and maybe perhaps a little bubble or two. The reason I'm trying to work fast because I want to get rid of those, and I'm going to be using one of my stylus ball tool. And what I noticed that is a lot easier to get rid of those if the clay is soft rather than if the clay were to be dry. Also, I was adding a little bit of oil on all of the white clay on the top, and that was making it a lot easier to get rid of some of those lines. But again, you don't have to do this, but I did notice that this was easy for me to do, and it helped me get rid of a lot of these, like I said, bubbles, lines. And I'm also going to be using my rolling pin, not my roller, my rolling pin. And now it's up to you as well if you want to use glue or if you just want to skip that. The only time I did use glue here was when I was adding it to my foam sheet. And this is where I said I'm using the stylus tool, because this is actually going to help me blend these clays together. Sometimes the clay, depending on the time, and I mean by the softness or the it's it works better and it's forgivable when you're trying to blend those two in, so you won't really see the difference versus if it's dry. So this is why I said you have to work as fast as you can. I always advise that when you're going to add a separate piece of color of clay, like the pink for example, you want to let that dry a little bit, because what I'm going to be doing when I'm going to be rolling it back and forth, I did notice that my clay, the pink at the bottom, was starting to lift up, and I had to go back in there and smooth that out. And you also don't really want to roll it back and forth, because you can also be stretching out your clay and it's going to be flat rather than thick. But again, that is totally up to you. I just choose to use my tool. Now you want to look for something that flat. For example, I'm using here this flat what do we call these stamps? Clear block stamps. It was not really a block, but I think I got this from the Dollar Tree, and this is actually going to help me roll out that piece of clay. I am rolling it out thin but not too thin. Now also something that I have learned, if you roll out like a big long worm, and you probably notice where your clay starts like to stretch and it starts to look dry up and perhaps thinner and thinner, what I notice is that if I grab the clay from the way far back of the clay, the inside of the bag, where it's a lot smoother, not smoother but softer, it prevents that from happening. But you also have to be like really quick with it, versus if you would get the top part of the clay, because you know how many times we open up our bags, air gets in there and it always gets on the top, rather than on the bottom, right? So you always want to reach for the back or the bottom of the clay to help prevent from those lines or that clay drying up when you're rolling clay this thin, or any size for that matter, is what I've realized. So if you have not tried that, try that out. Let me know if that actually does work, or is it just me and I was just lucky. But okay, so as you also notice, I did not use any glue, because that white clay and the black clay, they're still soft, and like I said, I'm working as fast as I can. You can add the glue if you want. It is your option if you want to do that, but I chose not to. And then I'm using these little sticks, not these sticks, but these tools with these plastic ends, and they came from not from the Dollar Tree, from oh goodness, they came from Hobby Lobby in the baking department. And I like to use those, especially where it's those little thin areas where you can't really put your finger in. So that just helped me push up the clay. Now also another thing, you want to push up the clay as far as up, because when your clay dries, it will separate. So you want to make sure that it's pulled up. And the way I'm rolling this out, I'm making sure that I don't press hard, and I'm pulling the clay back, as you see there. And I'm just doing this. I keep, as you can see, my finger just moving further and further down, so until I get the same size. You don't want to press down where you're going to be marking your clay. So you want to press kind of like an angle, if that makes any sense. Here I'm using a tray, so you can see in case you don't have one of those blocks. But I just realized too that there was glitter. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to use it anymore. I don't want glitter on this cake. So again, here I go with my tool, and I'm just pushing it up, where my fingers don't fit. And yeah, as you can see, this is extremely easy. Whenever you make, you can make anything a cartoon cake, because I always think of when I was in school. You know, I don't know if you remember when our art teacher would give us printouts, and they were like faded, or sometimes they weren't. The black lines, we always had a color in. So this is what a cartoon cake is, if that makes any sense. So whenever I make a cartoon cake, I also remember going outside the line. Or sometimes the lines weren't even, the black lines weren't like dark, they were faded out, so there was always like skips. So I will show you in a minute. I think I've not sure if I showed you how I did the little small pieces on the drip. I probably did not share that with you, because I can see it here. So, but I will show you on the bottom part when I'm adding here the yellow. Then now the yellow, I went ahead and just did a long worm, and I just wrapped it around. And then I'm going to add some black on top of the yellow, and I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm going to be skipping, and then in between those two skips, where one starts and the other one, or one ends and the other one starts, whichever, I'm going to add small little pieces in there. So it's going to look like, so you can see the little lines there on the drip. So you just want to do that, and you want to do this like in a little curve. I'm sorry if I did not share with you how I did that. I don't know why it's not in here. But anyways, so yes, so this is what I'm going to do now. Again, I'm not using any glue. You can, again, it's up to you if you want to use glue or not, but I always try not to use glue. If you decide to use glue, use okay, I thought I heard marshmallow. If you use glue, then you want to use tacky glue. Don't use crazy glue or hot glue, because otherwise you're probably going to burn yourself, and it's best that you don't use that. But anyways, so if you do use your gun glue, then make sure it's a low temp. I don't think nothing will happen if you decide to use that, but I just don't want you to burn yourself, and you can't burn yourself if you use the tacky glue. All right, so I'm just going to be doing this, all the way around the cake. And so far, I'm loving how all of these colors are looking. I love this this cartoon cake. This is my third one, and I really enjoy when I make these. I guess because it reminds me when I was in kindergarten, when we went to art class, or elementary, middle school, high school, whenever you took art, it just reminds me of that. And so I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make one. Also, someone requested one, so I'm like, you know what, awesome. But anyways, I'm going to go off subject for just a few seconds. So I just want to come in here and say that I am so happy to be back and doing my videos here on YouTube. I am planning to bring 2 videos per week. I am taking some time off of Facebook. I will still be going on Facebook on Fridays for Spanglish Amigas, but my plan now is to focus more here on YouTube, because I have abandoned it just a bit. But anyways, so let's get back to the video. All right, so now I'm going to be making sprinkles. My sprinkles, I want them to be a little big, and I'm just going to add them all the way around on the icing. So the same thing what I did with the icing and the bottom of the cake, I'm going to be doing with my sprinkles. When it comes to adding the black around it, you want to make sure that these lines, or these strips, they're a little bit thinner. And I know it'll probably be a little hard to do that, because it was kind of a little hard for me. But because this is going to be facing, like the ones on the top, I'm going to place it on, in case you're looking up, down, it's going to be up flat on the cake. If you do it that way, the way I showed you right there, as you can see, you'll still see in the pink, right? If that, if I explain myself right on that one. So this is the only thing that I'm going to be doing to these sprinkles. The ones on the bottom, I'm going to go sideways, and you'll see in a minute what I mean by that. And I'm not going to cover the entire sprinkle. I'm going to do the exact same thing what I did to the rest of the cake. It's just doing one, I'm going to do full, and then the others I'm going to do halfway, and then try to skip the line as well of them, and here you are. So on the bottom, on the sides, those I did, of course, lined it all up. Now, again, sorry about the shaking of the camera. I did not realize that my camera was not on right. I don't know. I feel like this is my first time ever over here on YouTube. Like, I don't know how to record. So, all right. Now I'm just going to be adding some whipped cream to it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the whipped cream. I'm just going to add the black strip going all the way around. I'm not gonna go at the bottom. I think I went all the way around. No, I went halfway. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, go skip and then add little small ones. So roll out your clay as long as you want, cut it in half, cut it as many times you want, and then just add it. The more that you do, like separate them, the more cartoonish it will look, rather than it's just one long strip, so you want to keep that in mind as well. Again, I mean, not again, but if you want to add glitter as well, you can. I chose not to add glitter. It was really hard for me to come with, decide not to add glitter. But yes, look how cute this is coming out. Really easy, really simple. And I really hope that I inspired you to make your own. If you're following me over on Facebook and you decide to do this, please do share with me. I would really love it. And if you're not and you're just following me here, you can post your picture, take a picture and post it under the video. And I mean, I would really appreciate seeing that. And I am so happy that I'm able to come in here and inspire you to make one of your own. So with the sherry that I'm making, I'm going to add the strip going over the sherry, because again, we're looking at the sherry from a distance rather than from top to the bottom. Yeah, I know this is right now, this is what you're looking at, but when you have a cake, you pretty much you see it from the distance and not over it, unless you're gonna eat it. Right? Well, the cartoon one. All right, and then the same thing to my little stem here, and that's it. This is how simple and easy this was to make. I really enjoy it, and I hope that you enjoy this video as well. Here is a closer look. Thank you so much, my friends, for stopping by. Do not forget to subscribe if you're not subscribing. Also, if you're not following me over on Facebook, I hope you consider doing that as well. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. And until the next time, my friends, stay safe and be kind. Bye.